Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. And always nice to have you on. We appreciate it when you can. We love you guys dearly. Thanks for the greatest audience there is. I'll wait for your notifications. Yep, I won't be able to say hello to you this morning. I can guess. I think I know my top 10 pretty well. That usually get up there at the top, but I won't do that because in case I miss someone. So thanks, guys, for coming on. We'll wait a second or two. Let remind you that tomorrow, Friday, is Q&A. So send your questions in. Not too late to get them into the Doctor is In podcast. You can get your questions on there. How do you do that? You send us an email. info@martinclinic.com. info@martinclinic.com. Get your emails to us. We'll answer your questions. Okay? We love that. And I found over the years that probably the most popular programs, I think it has to do with my radio days, was question and answer, okay? We used to open up the phone lines. I'd give a little dissertation, a little teaching, and then we would open up the phone lines and the questions would pour in. Unrehearsed, not filtered. Hey, we would answer your questions. So I was used to it. And we still find that to be the most popular programming when we get Q&A. So tomorrow, Q&A, okay? May spill over into Monday, depending on how many questions we get. But we love your questions, guys, and we appreciate you guys. I wish I could say hello to individuals today. I don't have another device with me. I have an iPad, but it doesn't help. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Okay? Don't ask, because I don't know. Okay? When things go wrong, don't ask me. Okay? With your health, yes. With an iPad or an iPhone or whatever I have here, I don't know. Okay? I don't like to touch anything in case I break it. Okay, so let's get back to the, let me read to you the study and then we're going to do part 2 on this. This came out recently, okay, and let me just get to it. Higher vitamin D levels are linked to improved breast cancer survival. Okay, that was the headline. Higher vitamin D levels linked to improved breast cancer survival. Recent research highlights a strong association between higher vitamin D levels after a breast cancer diagnosis and significantly better survival outcomes. So this was a new study looking at vitamin D, women who had higher vitamin D levels did better after they started taking vitamin D after they were diagnosed with breast cancer. Is that a good idea? 100%. You know what's a better idea? How about taking vitamin D before and getting those levels up? Okay? So that was the study. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about my experience on the causes of breast cancer. Why is it so bad today? Why is it that we live in a world that we should have been able, I think, to, okay, how about minimize breast cancer? But it's worse than ever. Worse than ever. And all our focus and medicine's focus is on what? Detection, not prevention. Detection is not prevention. Again, the ballpoint pen, 5 years for cancer to grow to the size of a tip of a ballpoint pen. So detecting it is not prevention. I'm not against detection, although I brought you, not a study, I brought to you news last week or the week before that in the Netherlands, I think it's Switzerland specifically, they are banning mammograms. Okay? They're banning them. Because what they've done there, and I'm just giving you the news, don't come after me. They're banning them I got to make sure it's Switzerland, I think it is. Because they looked at the risk of the mammogram versus the benefits of it. And they found that there was over-treatment with the use of mammograms and then all the radiation. I'm just bringing you the news, guys. You know this. I'm not against detection. How they detect it, that's a different subject. Okay? And I'm not saying, I don't think they'll ever get rid of mammograms in North America, but that's just me. Maybe they will. Okay? Am I against palpation, like a woman self-examination of her breast tissue? I'm not against that. 100% for it. All I'm saying is, okay, this is really important. What I'm saying is, and I have been consistently saying this, is that it takes a long time for cancer to grow. And by the time you detect it, it's been there a lot longer than people think. Okay? That's the point. So what are the causes? Let's just go over it quickly before we get in, okay, what to do. Okay? What are the causes according to moi, according to me? These are the causes of why we see so much breast cancer today. And by the way, the associate cancer in men, it's the same type of cancer as prostate cancer. Women get breast, men get prostate. And both of them, the numbers are astounding. The numbers are not encouraging. The numbers tell us that we're failing. We're failing. Medicine, let me say this. Medicine has failed women in particular. Big time. We're failing. And yet we give out millions and millions. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And they'll raise millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I'm sorry, it bothers me. It bothers me because you can go right on their website because they're a charitable organization. You can go on their website and find out where their money is spent. And there is no money given out. Very little for research anyways, but there's no research that I know of that's been funded by all the money to look at vitamin D, to look at anything in nature. Okay? Natural. There's no money for it. But thank God there are people, researchers, organizations that fund cancer research with vitamin D, for example. There's a lot of studies on that. They're not funded by the government. They're not funded by the Cancer Association. They're just not. I know I was involved. I don't do research. I was a clinician, but I was very much a spokesman, especially in my radio days, for the research on vitamin. There used to be a vitamin D council. I talked about that all the time. And vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin D. If was anybody preach vitamin D more than me, I'd like to meet them. I'd like to meet them. Okay, so causes of breast cancer. We talked about it yesterday. Fast, estrogen, the environment. There's way too much xenoestrogens. Every chemical known to man. Chemicals are wonderful, aren't they? Until your body thinks all of those things they mimic estrogen. Estrogen is a growth hormone. Estrogen makes a woman and a man a woman too. The problem is when it gets on your body, and we showed you yesterday, just for those folks that might be just joining us today, let me show you what estrogen looks like on an estrogen scan, okay? Okay, I'm just showing for the folks that are listening to this and not watching this, okay? See all the dark leopard spots on a scan? This is an estrogen scan, okay? You can get thermography and an estrogen scan. I don't know where you get it anymore. I used to do it, okay? And women would be shocked. They would be shocked on how much estrogen they had on their body, especially around their breast tissue. They were shocked. And those generally are xenoestrogens. Estrogens, xeno mimic estrogen. And around your breast tissue, very, very dangerous, in my opinion. Of course you're going to have estrogen, but you don't want too much in the wrong places. Okay? So that was a big factor. Then we talked about insulin. Insulin's food. Insulin's a growth hormone. Insulin stores fat. And fat, okay, let me bring it out. I'll just show you. Okay? Fat, okay? Women, ladies, you got fat in your breast tissue. There's fat there. It attracts. Fat attracts xenoestrogens and toxins. Okay? That's why you want to empty your liver, for example, of fat so that your liver is your big detox organ. But ladies have fat, just normal, in their breast tissue. It attracts toxins. Okay? So you got to, again, we're going to get to good news in a minute. Okay? Let me just review for people that, I talked about oxalates. Okay? Especially in women with fibrocystic breast. They got a lot of dense tissue. And their oxalates, okay, love to get in that breast tissue. And again, that's a food. And insulin, by the way, the biggest thing is sugar and crappy carbs. It elevates insulin, that elevates inflammation, and makes you much more susceptible to breast cancer. 3, okay? Oxalates. Oxalates are salad. Now, I'm not saying you can't have any salad. All I'm saying is don't live on it. Don't live on it. They end up in those oxalates oftentimes end up in breast tissue and promote. There's a link. I'm not saying it's the only cause. It's a link to increased risk of breast cancer. Stress, we talked about that yesterday. Cortisol, it's on your side till it's not. If it's going on for a period, and I never saw, okay, I'm a history guy. I never saw, I can't think of a case where I didn't see the link between stress and breast cancer. Always. Family dynamics, taking care of a loved one, sickness in the family, divorce, separation, something traumatic, usually in the 5 years before diagnosis. You can link a direct line between stress. And everybody's got stress, but I'm talking about prolonged stress. That is a huge link because cortisol, your immune system, does not work properly. Think of it. Your immune system's not on high alert. You're getting ready to run or to fight. What if that goes on for a long period of time? You got a sick mother or whatever, and you're taking care of her or whatever, and it's stressful. Ooh, okay? Cortisol secreted over a period of time suppresses the immune system. And that's dangerous over a period of time. Plus, it pours gasoline on inflammation. And inflammation destroys. It's on your side till it's not. Okay? You got that? Okay. We talked about it. Low vitamin D. Okay? That's a cause. We're so stinking scared of the sun. And we hear it, and we hear it, and we hear it. Stay out of the sun, and then you're going to put on sunscreen and all that. I'll tell you, you put toxins on your skin, it's one of the silliest things we can do to ourselves. I've been yelling at the top of my voice. Get in the sun. Don't burn. Get in the sun. And we avoid the sun. And that makes you much more susceptible to breast cancer. We talked a little bit about low iodine and yesterday, or did we? I can't remember what we did. That's thyroid. And there seems to be a link. Okay? And I like iodine, guys, but I like selenium. We don't eat enough steak. Okay? That's a big problem in our society today. Okay. So we talked about that. And the amount of sugar. Getting back to insulin. What do we say? Sugar isn't, okay? Sugar isn't a treat. Okay? It is a trap. Sugar isn't a treat, it's a trap. I like that. You like that? I like that. Because it's true. And we live in a world where, we're consuming a dump truck load of sugar a year. And especially, we talked about this, a special type of sugar made by man, the antichrist of sugars called high fructose corn syrup. And that seems to, there's a study, I brought it out to you, it seems to be a master hijacker, high fructose corn syrup. It hijacks cancer cells and feeds them. Okay, what to do? Okay, after that preamble. What to do? Here's what you do. Number one, please get your vitamin D levels optimized. We talked about this. We'll talk about it again. As long as I'm doing a program, you're going to hear about vitamin D. The sun. Sun, steak, and steel. Do you think I mean that? I really mean it. Sun. You can't get the sun? Then you take a supplement of vitamin D. Okay? Why? Because all of your immune systems have an antenna. your natural killer cells, your T cells. Those are Navy SEALs. They're special forces your body has. And this is, can I just say it? I hate when they take out your lymph nodes. I don't like it. You can tell people I don't like it. You got lymph node, and medicine is so focused in on those lymph nodes. Oh, it's in the lymph nodes. Yeah. I don't believe cancer spreads by your lymphatics. It's your sewage system, your body's immune system. It wants to get rid of cancer. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. And they want to get rid of your lymph nodes. I can't get over that. Anyway, you think I'm winning the war? I ain't going to win. They're not listening to me. They don't listen to me. Like they I used to tell patients if they could get it done, I said, well, don't let them take out your lymph nodes. I know they think it spreads by that. I disagree with that. You need your lymph nodes. You need your lymphatic system. If cancer ends up in your lymphatic system, it's just your body's doing its job. Your lymph system is your sewage system. Anyway, like I said, am I going to win? Probably not. Well, I'm sure I'm not going to win in my lifetime. You think they're going to change that? I remember I had a good colleague and oh, God love him. He was an oncologist, and Dr. Falk. And he died in, what year did he die in? I can't remember now. 2000. I can't remember exactly when. Young guy. He died at 67. He was so stressed out because the college was after him. College of Physicians, because he was an oncologist that thought outside the box. You know what he told me one time? Why do they take lymph nodes out? Yeah. Why? Anyway. Okay, so what to do? Number one, get your vitamin D optimized. Optimize your vitamin D. Okay? Here's what you should shoot for. And this is why, guys, even if this costs you money, it's an investment. If your doctor doesn't want to test your vitamin D, test your vitamin D. Do everything you can. If it costs you I'm telling you, it can save your life. The research is so overwhelming when your vitamin D, your dehydroxy is in a certain range, okay? I like in the United States numbers, okay? This is in my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, Sleep, and whatever else I called it. It's in there. Shoot for 60 minimum ng/ml. Okay, just think 60. Look for 60. If you're up above 60, you're at 80. And some doctors, okay, they love 100. Me too. They love 100 in American numbers. That's 250 about in Canadian numbers. But in Canada, at least 180. Okay, at least. That is when your body is a lean, mean, fighting machine for cancer. When your vitamin D is optimized. And I'm going to say this because I think I'm right. 90% of the population walk around, they have low levels of vitamin D. Oh, Dr. Martin, they said it's normal. Normal ain't good. Normal ain't good for cancer. Normal is good for a mouse, not for you. Okay? Normal. Because they're so scared of vitamin D. Toxic. Vitamin D is toxic. It's, okay, they look at me and I say, I know I look stupid, but I've been around a long time. Dr. Martin, vitamin D is toxic. And I always throw this back at them. Always. Have you ever seen one case of toxicity of vitamin D? I know why you're in emergency. Your vitamin D is too high and it's killing you. They've never seen a case of it, but it's dogma. It's ingrained into their psyche. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. Oh, I didn't know that. Like they're teaching me. Oh, vitamin D, Dr. Martin, don't you know it's fat-soluble? So, what's that mean? Well, you can become toxic. Have you ever seen a case? What happened? Look, the Vitamin D Council in the old days. This is research that's 20-something years old. They did it. 50,000 IUs a day of vitamin D. Nobody does that. But it's been done in terms of research. 50,000 IUs of vitamin D a day, every day for 6 months. And you know what happened? Nothing. Nothing. Now, I'm not telling you to do it. Okay? Don't say Dr. Martin told me to take 50,000 IUs a day of vitamin D for 6 months. I'm not telling you to do that. If you go out in the sun and your arms are exposed and your legs are exposed, okay? Those are your best solar panels. If you just go out in the sun for 20 minutes, you get 10,000 IUs. An hour, you're up to 20,000 IUs. Have you ever gone in the sun for an hour? Did you get toxic? Anyway, okay? What do? Keep your vitamin D levels optimized. I've been preaching that for a long time. Okay? Vitamin D and cancer. What did I tell you during the pandemic? Oh, give vitamin D. Give it to everybody. Give it to all the students. Keep them in school, by the way. And give them vitamin D. And you take vitamin D. And give your grandma vitamin D. Everybody, vitamin D. Did they listen? No. They don't listen. Anyway. Okay. 1, what to do? Get your vitamin D levels optimized. Okay. Number 2, what do? Cut out sugar. Cut it. Well, if you got cancer, you already been diagnosed, sugar's not an option anymore. Okay? I get a migraine when they send you home with Boost. Well, that's going to boost your cancer. Ensure. That's going to ensure you die. I used to tell my patient, stop. What? My doctor. I know. My oncologist. I know. You should have gone to your plumber for nutritional advice. You would have got better advice. My dietitian. Oh. Sugar and cancer don't get along. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I know you guys know it, but they don't get along. Sugar feeds cancer. Okay? It just does. We've known that since 1928. The Warburg effect. Cancer cells are ravenous. It's like kids in an ice cream shop. You think they don't like ice cream? Cancer cells love sugar. They need it. I.e., example, proof, a PET scan. It's not for your pets. A PET scan is imaging, especially for cancer. And it don't work unless you give a patient sugar. A cup of it. Because it goes right. You light up like a Christmas tree if you have cancer, from your brain to your toes. Do you think sugar is not important to get rid of? Yeah, stop it. You can't have it. If you got cancer, you can't even have a birthday cake. Like, you can have a birthday, but don't have the cake. Okay? Just don't. Anywho. Thirdly, okay, vitamin D and get it optimized. 2, off the sugar, off the crappy carbs, anything holding hands. Sugar holding hands. Bread, pasta, rice, cereals, muffins, bagels. They're just sugar holding hands. Can't have it. Well, Dr. Martin, you're so one-track pony. I know. Okay. Dim it out. Dim out estrogen. Okay? Why do I like flax seeds? Somebody asked me the other day, what about pumpkin seeds? Well, okay. I like it. I got my pumpkin hoodie on. Do I like pumpkin? Yeah. Pumpkin seeds? Okay. But they're not flax seeds. Flax seeds block extra estrogen. They dim it out because they have lignans and they block extra. So it's the only seed that like people, oh, Dr. Martin, how come you don't like? I said, you're not a squirrel. You know why a squirrel loves seeds and a chipmunk? Why? Because they're storing fat for the winter. And you're trying to lose weight and you're eating seeds. What are you doing that for? Except flax seeds. Because the benefits, I've seen it. Okay? We have a DIM in our menopausal formula. I got men on that to block the estrogen, especially with prostate. Okay? Dim it out. Knock down that estrogen. I'll prove it to you. I'm going to show you what I did with patients, okay? I kept these. I've been out of practice for a long time, but I kept these pictures, okay? Again, I was showing you, okay, now visualize, those who are listening, and they're not watching, they're listening, okay? See all the leper spots there? Around the chest, on the chest wall, even up on the neck and that. That's estrogen. Okay? It's on the skin. It's all around the breast tissue. Big time. Okay? And then I dimmed it out. Flax seeds. And let me just here get this picture here. Okay? Okay, so see this one? Okay, you saw all the dark, and then I'll show you another one of dark here because I have. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you this. Okay. This is the same one as this. Okay. Watch here. Okay. See that? Okay. See all the black? Okay. This is less than a year. Okay, rescanning, same woman. Look at that. Look at how all the estrogen is gone away. Science. Science. I remember talking to an oncologist one time. Dr. Martin, why on earth did you tell my patient to take flax seeds? Why on earth? Isn't that a sort of a phytoestrogen? I said, nah, it dims out because of lignans and blocks it. And I had her on my menopausal formula with DIM in it. And I was able to take that estrogen right off the skin. Okay. All right, let's get this done, because sun, steak, steel, and sleep. Prioritize sleep. You're detoxing. DHA. I've shown you those before. I've shown you how it's a tumor buster. DHA, the specific omega-3. The higher the DHA, the more it tumor busts. It's a tumor buster. DHA, love it. Okay? Did I miss anything? I like curcumin. It's a very anti-cancer, curcumin. Anyways, okay? Sun, steak, steel. Oh, they're showing. Exercise. Vitamin E is so good to fight cancer. And then when you have cancer, it really helps. Really helps. Anyway, okay. I'm going to breathe, I promise. I got excited. You give me a topic like this and I get excited. Okay, guys, what's tomorrow? Q&A. Send your questions in. It's not too late. info@martinclinic.com. info@martinclinic.com. Tell your friends about the Doctors in Podcast. If they can't watch us live here on Facebook, just let them know that all of these are turned to podcasts and they can go to the Doctors in Podcast on their favorite device. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.